guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video we are going to be doing a Sephora haul update. This is like a hodgepodge of stuff. This is the stuff that I got in the VIB sale. This is stuff that I've just like randomly bought at Sephora. Just like things that I haven't really mentioned or I did mention, but this is just going to be an update. So this will be quite the update for some of these products. And yeah, make sure to subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and let's just go ahead and get on with the video. Okay, so I have like all the stuff behind me, so I'm just gonna reach behind me and grab it. So I'm just gonna start off with this. So this is the Sol de Janeiro. This is the Rio Radiance fragrance. So I have the other ones. The only ones I don't have is the blue one and the like mini size ones, but this smells so good to me. This smells so much like the perfect summer scent. It definitely has like a sunscreeny kind of undertone to it, but it's also like really warm. Like it's just like a warm summery like sunscreen scent. This is perfect for like the beach or just for like a summer day. This will be perfect because it literally smells like summer in a bottle. The only thing with these is these are like hair and body mist, so I feel like they could last longer, but I still think they smell really good. I still think they do last well. I just feel like I wish they lasted a little bit longer than they do. Next, I don't think I've talked about this on my channel. I bought this back in January, or no, I can't remember exactly when I bought this, but this is the Glow Recipe Plump Hyaluronic Cream. So I got this because I seen someone on TikTok, I can't remember exactly who it was, that they really love this for a daytime moisturizer. And I have to agree, some things are hit or miss with me for Glow Recipe. I think they can be a little bit gimmicky sometimes, but this actually was such a good moisturizer. I feel like I like a lot of their stuff from their hyaluronic acid line. Like I like their hyaluronic acid serum. I like this moisturizer. So I've already used this up and I've taken out the component, and then you can just like buy the refill. So I really want to get the refill because this is a really nice moisturizer. The texture of it's a little bit hard to explain because you kind of, it's almost like, it's not really like a cream. I don't know how to explain it. It's very lightweight, but it's still super hydrating. Like right now I'm using the Tarte hydrator or something. I got it in a BoxyCharm as my daytime moisturizer, and I feel like it's just not hydrating enough. I feel like it's almost a little bit too watery and too thin. And what I liked about this one is that even though it was a thinner consistency, it was still extremely hydrating, set into the skin really nicely. I didn't have any problems with it peeling or getting weird like sunscreen or anything. So yeah, I really enjoyed this moisturizer and I really want to get a refill of this one. Okay, I'm going to talk about this brush because I only have one. This is the Makeup by Mario. Does it not say? Huh. Okay, well it doesn't say which one this one is. I'll put it in the screen, but this is his newest one, so it's like thinner. It's like thinner on this side with like, and it kind of comes to like a point, but it's also like flat. I don't know how to explain it. It's like fluffy and flat. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. And then on the other side it's a little bit fluffier and it's a little bit more, it's like just like a fluffier version of this side. So I've been loving to use this for blush. I've been using it for cream blush because it's nice and dense, and I feel like it's really good for cream blush. And then I feel like I haven't used this side yet because I'm like, do I want to use it for concealer? I could use it for contour, foundation. And with this side I couldn't decide if I want to use it for cream cream blush and bronzer, or if I want to use it for foundation. But his brushes are some of my absolute favorite. They are worth splurging on in my opinion. If you're gonna splurge on them, I think these are the best ones. This one and then his F1 brush are like my favorite brushes. I love using the F1 for foundation and concealer. You could use it for cream blush, cream bronzer, but he has some really nice brushes. They don't shed a lot. Obviously, if you're super harsh and especially when you're washing it, it's gonna shed. It's just like hair, it's gonna happen. But these are really nice. They are lightweight, which I feel like a lot of people complain about, but I don't care for my brush to be heavy. I think that it's nice that it's lightweight, and the brush itself is really nice quality. And then I have one skincare item. Obviously, I meant to mention this in the beginning. I'm not going to be mentioning repurchases or products that I purchased new colors on, because obviously if I'm repurchasing it or I'm purchasing new colors, then I like the product. So like my Rare Beauty blushes, my Say ones, where I just got like new colors, I'm not going to be mentioning those because, like I said, obviously I like it if I got new colors or repurchased it. But one thing is this Paula Choice Daily Skin Clearing Treatment. So this is step 3. I think this is like a step skincare line, but I mostly wanted this for my shoulders and then for like any little breakouts. I will say I haven't used it on my face much, but I have been using it on my arms and shoulders where I break out, especially in the summer. And I actually have been noticing a difference. I think that it has been working really well. I think that it's gentle enough that's not like drying out my skin or irritating it more and then clearing it up. I feel like it's just clearing up my skin, and I actually think this does a really good job. I'll keep using it and then update you once I run out, but so far so good. So I have been liking this. Okay, I'm gonna start off with concealers because I only have 2, but the first one is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. This is in the shade 0N. I really like this concealer. One, the component of this is huge. It's really nice packaging. It's glass packaging. It's heavy. It's a luxe. It's really, really nice, especially for what you pay. And then it has a really nice doe foot on it. It's not super angled, but I like the doe foot on this one. And so far, I'm really liking this concealer. I see the hype in it. It's very hydrating, but it doesn't crease on me. It doesn't make me oily. Obviously, when I say creasing, I mean like actually creasing, not just settling into lines. I feel like every concealer, every powder, every foundation is eventually going to settle into lines. Some might not as fast as others, but yeah, this concealer wears really, really nice on me. I have been really, really liking it. I feel like there's a concealer that it kind of reminds me of and I can't think of it, but it has really nice coverage. It's a very like neat, I would say it's like a full coverage concealer. You can build this up, sheer it out, but yeah, it's super easy to blend with. It doesn't set down too fast where you can't blend it. So far, I'm really liking this concealer. I definitely think that it's worth the hype. And then the next one is this Hourglass Airbrush Concealer. This one is in the shade Birch. So when I first tried this concealer, I hated it. Absolutely hated it. It broke up on me. It was separating. It wasn't wanting to blend. It's like it set down too fast and then it kind of just stayed. It stuck where it was, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because that does mean that it's going to be long wearing, but it is frustrating for when you are trying to blend it out because it was so hard to work with. I don't know what was going on. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've only used this one twice because it was so terrible the first time that when I was going out and stuff, I didn't want to use it because I didn't want to have to deal with taking it off if it looked terrible. So yeah, I used it today. I will say it looks really nice today. It blended fine. I didn't have any problems with it setting down too fast. I don't know if it was the foundation underneath that I used. I don't know what exactly it was, but it was literally terrible. It was just so heavy and cakey, and yeah. But this one is like a very full coverage concealer, but it's also like very, it has more of like a dewy kind of finish. I have set mine down with powder today, but today I really like it, but the last time I didn't. So to me, I don't think I'll repurchase this. I just bought the mini. I don't think I'll buy the bigger size of it unless it absolutely steals my heart. But as of right now, because it was so terrible the first time, but then it did good this time, yeah, I need a concealer to do good every time I use it. So yeah, and I really like this Dior one. I think if you're going to choose either of these, I would go with the Dior. I think they're around the same price, but or just get like a mini of this one and see if you like it. I do like that they offer minis, just so you can kind of see color wise or anything like that. But it looks good today, but out of the 2 times I've used it, I don't want to take a chance every time I use it that it's gonna look bad. So yeah, I don't think this is worth the money. I'm trying to like move fast because I don't want to be here all day. So we have 4 foundations to talk about. 2 of these I bought in stores a couple months ago, and then 2 of these I bought during the sale. So the two that I bought in stores was the House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and I got one in the shade 015 Fair Warm, and then the other one was the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation, and this is in the shade 1C. So I'm going to start with this one. Right off the bat, this one is really hard to find a shade in. I was going to get it online because I thought I had a pretty good feeling about my shade, and in like these frosted bottles it's kind of hard to tell the color because you can't see the color as well. But if you are a cool neutral tone, if you're cool tone, you pretty much go with the warms. If you have more of a warm tone, you go with the cool tones. I do not understand that at all. Apparently that's the way MAC does their foundations too. It makes no sense to me because I just feel like that is so complicated and literally makes no sense. But yeah, so if you're confused, pretty much just go the opposite of what you would normally get. This actually matches me really well. This has a really nice coverage. It is more of a satin dewy finish, but it wears really nicely. I also got the Makeup by Mario one, like I just said, and the Makeup by Mario one, it does have that it's not glitter, but someone explained it on TikTok and now I can't remember, but it's not glitter in the foundation. It's just a I can't remember, but if you look at it and you think that it's going to be like glittery on your face, it's not. This one is definitely more of a dewy finish. People say that it is like the Armani Luminous Silk. I definitely can see that. I'm going to talk about that one here in a second. But just this one is more of a lightweight everyday foundation. You can keep it very sheer. You can build it up if you want to. I feel like this is a very natural foundation because it is more of a hydrating dewy finish. But that always worried me because people with oily skin were saying that it got oily on them. This does not get oily on me. This actually wears really nicely on me. I just do my normal primer, and if I'm going to be wearing a foundation that is more dewy or hydrating, I won't use a glowy primer underneath, especially in the summertime because I already have oily skin, so I'm not going to need that extra glow. But this is such a beautiful foundation on. I have been really enjoying this one. These people were saying these are similar. I guess I could kind of see it. I feel like this is like the lighter coverage version of this one. I feel like this is more everyday, kind of more light coverage, more of like a sheer to medium coverage on this one. And I feel like this one is more of a full glam, medium to full coverage. So yeah, but I'm really enjoying both of these. I really like these. Oh, and just so you know, with all of my foundations, I will always set them with a translucent powder or a loose powder of some sort, and then I always prime with a oil control primer. You won't catch me not doing that. And the other two that I got was the Dior Forever Skin, the Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation, and this is in the shade 0N. And then I got the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation. This is in the shade 1.5 Fair Neutral, I think it was. So I'll start with this Dior one. I really like this. I got this because a lot of people love these two specifically for bridal foundations. I have been really liking it. I've only been able to use it a few times. I feel like I just haven't been wearing very like full glam makeup or even like makeup with foundation. I've been wearing a lot of skin tints, but so far I really like this. It's obviously got kind of more of like a glowy dewy finish because it is the glow version. I don't think it's overly glowy. I don't think it's too dewy. It wears really nicely on me. It's more of like a medium to full coverage on me. I'm trying to compare like the House Labs to this one. I don't know. I feel like this one has probably a little bit more glow than the House Labs. But yeah, it's very beautiful on the skin. Wears really nicely. I think this is great for brides, especially if you like that little bit of glow. And then the last one I want to talk about is Armani Luminous Silk. This is just the sample size, which is still $45, which is insane. The Armani Luminous Silk is probably like one of the most expensive foundations ever. I think it's $68. This is not my shade. If you can tell, 1.5 is not my shade. I should have went with 2, which was Fair Peach. but I don't know, it's like I tried the sample of it and it looked nice on my skin, but I was like, I'm not peach, like I don't have a peachy undertone. So I went with Fair Neutral, and I don't know, Armani's shade range is weird. It's just hard to find a shade. This is a little bit too dark. I can make it work for me. I actually mixed this one with the Makeup by Mario today, but I can't make it work for me. It's just a hint too dark for me. But yeah, it's just hard to find a shade. If you have a Sephora close to you, I would go in and look, because my closest Sephora is an hour away. But besides the shade point, I actually think this is very comparable to the Makeup by Mario. I think they're very similar in the ways that they're both very skin-like. They're very much a like sheer to buildable coverage. I think this is kind of like, you can keep this extremely sheer or build it up to like a medium coverage. It's very pretty on the skin. Again, very skin-like, has that nice like dewy like luminous glow to it. Wears really nicely. It wears really nicely throughout the day. And yeah, I haven't had a problem with any of these wearing bad, even though they're all hydrating like dewy finishes. They all wear really nicely. They all wear really nicely on me. I don't have problems with like getting really oily throughout the day and like separating. But again, that could be because I set and I use a mattifying primer. But yeah, like I said, this is very, very pretty foundation. It looks really nice on the skin. But I think the Makeup by Mario is like very comparable to this. So if you don't want to splurge on the luminous silk, I definitely think that you could get the Makeup by Mario and have the same effect. A couple random products. So I actually forgot to mention this in my Sephora haul, but I did link it down below. So I got the Glossier Boy Brow. I really wanted to try something from Glossier. I didn't know what I wanted to get, but I actually needed a new brow gel, so I was like, okay, I'll get the brow gel, because everyone raves about the Boy Brow. I feel like I've been hearing for years that the Boy Brow is like so nice. So this is in the shade, it just says brown, so I guess brown. It has a nice like tiny spoolie, but honestly, I don't think there's anything special about this. Maybe I'm just not crazy picky with my brow gels, but it makes them look fluffy. It adds a nice tint to them. It reminds me a lot of my Benefit Cosmetics brow gel, the tinted one. So yeah, I think that it's good. I don't think that it's anything to like write home about, but it's good. I like it. It does the job. And then the other thing is the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow in the shade Space Cowboy. I have been loving this. I love to use it on just like very simple eyeshadow looks and just like add this on top. It reminds me a lot of the shimmer shades that you get in the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palettes, or the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow, or just like those kind of colors that don't have a ton of base, that just look nice and wet and more like add like a nice glitter to the eyes. I will say I feel like this one is a lot more of like a glitter topper than the Makeup by Mario, or well, I haven't tried the Makeup by Mario from what I've seen, or the Patrick Ta shimmers. The Patrick Ta ones have a little bit more of a base color to them, and they're a little bit more, they're not quite as glittery. They just look really sheeny and wet on the eyes. This one has a lot more glitter to it and is a lot more of like a glitter topper, but it is so pretty on the eyes. I think like it honestly looks gorgeous. I love adding shades like this to just like such a simple eye to really spice them up, but it is so gorgeous. It's definitely worth the hype. I kind of want to get the white one in it, or I don't know, like the pink or something. And then I have one highlighter. So this is the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Enlighten. This highlighter is so hard to get your hands on. It's constantly sold out. It has that like beige formula. So far, I really like this one. I think that it's really pretty. It's very like soft, where it's that like beige formula, and it's not super glittery. It has like some fine shimmer in it, which it is a highlighter, so it's to be expected. But this is a bold highlighter. I use a very light hand with this one because you can definitely go overboard with it. You can definitely get that like 2016 like beaming highlight if you like that. I like more of a subtle highlight on me, especially with like glowier foundations or glowier blushes. But yeah, it's super pretty on the skin, not too glittery. Again, I just use a light hand because this is a beaming highlighter if you want it to be. Then we have 4 new blushes. Like I said, I'm not going to be mentioning like repurchases of blushes because I did get a lot of blush, but they all were like new colors of formulas I've already tried and talked about. I'm just going to talk about this one first. So this is the Merit Cream Blush Flush Balm in the shade Cheeky. So I really like this shade. I specifically seen, I think her name is Lauren Peters, if I'm remembering correctly, use this one on TikTok all the time. The color on this is just so pretty. It's such a like natural flush of color. They're definitely more sheer, but they're so great for like those like everyday makeup days or just when you want to throw on a little bit of blush. It's just very sheer. This color, I feel like when you look at it, you're like, yeah, it's cute, but like on it just looks so pretty because it has that nice like almost like berry undertone to it, so it looks very like just like you're hot in the sun, a little bit sun-kissed summer look. So yeah, I really like this one. I like the formula. You can draw it onto the face or you can use a brush, however you like to do it. I think this would be a really nice cream blush for someone who's just getting into it. The Rare Beauty blushes or the Tower 28 cream blushes, even though I love those, they are definitely more pigmented and can be a little bit more intimidating. So a blush like this that's very like sheer and just super easy to work with, I think is great for someone who's just getting into that cream blush. And then my other one is the NARS liquid blush in the shade Orgasm. I think this I actually got at Ulta back in maybe February, but again, everyone was talking about this on TikTok and it just looks so pretty. I've seen a couple people actually on TikTok use this and it just looks so pretty. It's a very like liquidy and runny, and it's just like such a pretty like warm, well, let me do a little bit more than that. Okay, it's just like this warm, like it's just like a really pretty like peachy pink shade, at least on my skin tone. I feel like in some skin tones I can look a little bit more like of a brighter pink, like almost like a baby pink in a way, but really pretty. Again, I think this would be great for beginners because again, it's super sheer, very buildable, really easy to work with. This is like definitely like a liquidy product. It will separate, so you make sure you want to shake that one up. And then it does have a pump. I feel like a lot of people don't know this has a pump and then they take off the lid like this. But yeah, it's such a pretty blush. Let me make sure that's on there. It's such a gorgeous blush. Again, very natural, very sheer, very easy to work with. And then this one I think I also got at Ulta. This is the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush in the shade Golden Hour. I love this shade. It has, okay, they're hard to open though, but I got this shade because I was gonna get the baby pink, but I was like, Hannah, you have so many cool tone baby pinks, like get something else. And I love this color. It's like, it still is kind of like a cooler toned pink, but it has a nice shimmer to it and it just looks so pretty on the skin. I love this. I've been like obsessed with this blush. I keep reaching for it to even mix with other blushes or to use as like a topper because it has that nice like little bit of like a sheen to it. It's very light. I don't feel like it's glowy. It just has like a little bit of like a sheen, like just a little healthy sheen to it. But yeah, I don't feel like it matches the component, but super pretty on the skin. I have been really liking this one. Okay, and then the last blush is the Haus Labs Color Fuse blush, and this is in the shade Pomelo Peach. Like I said, I was kind of going through like a peachy phase. I'm still loving a peachy blush, but this one is super pretty. Again, really easy to work with. I know that they're definitely more of like a pigmented formula, but if you just use a light hand, I think they look really pretty. They blend really nicely onto the skin. They're very like airbrushed on the skin and very like soft. They're like very softly packed. I like the packaging. I don't love this packaging just because it shows fingerprints really bad, but yeah, this is a really nice blush. I did see on Sephora, I don't know if they're getting rid of these or like discontinuing. They just came out with like a new shade called, it's like something lavender, because it's like more of a purple shade, which I kind of want to get because I just think it'd look really pretty. But yeah, they only have, I think, 3 of the shades available, like the hot pink, the red, and I think the peachy one was still available last time I checked, but now they all say limited edition, and they took away the 2 deeper shades, so I don't know if they're getting rid of these, discontinuing, changing the names. I don't know what's going on, but if you want them, I would pick them up just in case. But I did see that they are all still available on House Lab's website, so super random. I just thought about it today because I didn't buy this during the sale. Did I buy this during the sale? No. But this is the Tarte Maracuja Lip Plump in the shade Cherry Blossom, and then I have the Makeup by Mario Bare Glow Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum, and this is so random, but I used to really like the Makeup by Mario ones, but then I tried the Tarte ones and I like these so much more. I like that they both have that like plumpy, like minty feeling to them. They're both not super plumping, but they just have like that cooling sensation to them. But this one is like melt so bad, the way worse than the Tarte one. I mean, it's not uncommon with these type of products, but yeah, and I felt like it lasted on my lip for like a total of like 5 seconds before it was completely off my lips. So yeah, if I had to choose one, I would definitely go with the Tarte one. They just don't melt as bad. I like the packaging of these a little bit more than these because these are like the turn up ones, and then like once you turn it up you can't turn it back down, and these ones have like the push, and they just don't melt as bad. They wear a little bit longer. But yeah, I really like these Makeup by Mario ones. I just think the Tarte ones are better, so I just want to randomly mention that. I think that was everything I wanted to mention. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I feel like I always forget something, and then when I'm editing this back, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, literally, I just thought about something. The other one thing, I'm just gonna insert a picture because I don't feel like going to get it from my shower, is the Briogeo the scalp scrub. I just got like a little sample size of it because the big tub was like $40 or something. Everyone swears by this, everyone loves it. I'm not loving it as of right now. I feel like maybe I need to take it out of my shower and like put it in some like a cooler place, because I feel like it's not scrub enough. Like it's not like, not harsh enough, but it doesn't like scrub my scalp enough. And yeah, I feel like my Away Detox shampoo does pretty much the same thing, just without like the scrub. They both like cleanse the scalp and like help with like dandruff buildup, anything like that. Where I have been using dry shampoo, I've been using those like once a week, so I've been like alternating between the two once a week. And yeah, so I'm not super sold on it yet. I just feel like my detox shampoo pretty much does the same thing. But again, maybe I should be keeping it in like a cooler place inside of my shower, so it's more of like a paste, or not a paste, but like more of like a scrub. But yeah, so as of right now, I'm not super sold on the scrub, but I'm gonna keep trying it and I'll let you know fully if I like it or not. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've tried any of these products and if you like them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.